Not much,
Hello.
not much.
Oh, hello. To get a chance to,
Oh.
as Juliana would say, stuff a cracker in your face. Is that what you said? In between trainings?
I'd eaten right before our other training, so I'm good for a bit.
There
Yeah.
we go. Y'all missed a really good training on networking that Hallie just did for our lead lab participants. If you are in the lead lab, we are looking to we're going to figure out where to store those.
No, that's back to school.
Oh, it's back to school. Just ignore me. But Hallie's got everything under control. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to welcome you to today's Cooking Up Success. That's what we're going to do. Yes, Paula, it was really good. So there is a little bit of a plug there for the lead lab. If you guys have found that your business is kind of slowed down and you want to, if you've slowed down or if you just have never been a huge proponent of marketing or feel confident doing it, that's what we're doing in the lead lab is we are catching clients. That's what we're doing. Okay, so for those of you who are new around here, my name is Michelle Lynn. I am the owner of, yes, so good. I am the owner of ML Interiors Group, which is a nationally recognized interior design firm based in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Over the years, my work has caught the attention of outlets like Forbes, MSN, Southern Living, Martha Stewart. But what really lights me up, y'all, is helping other women, okay, and some men, but helping you grow the businesses that you love. So I work with interior designers ready to scale to multiple six figures with clarity, confidence, profit, um, all without losing their passion or their minds. So that's what we're here for. I go live once a week. I don't think I'm here next week because I'm traveling. Um, Live once a week here. And then we also have a handful of paid programs. So if you guys want any coaching or you need any help in that direction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to Hallie at hello@the-design-bakehouse. And we have a variety of different places where we can explore to see where you fit best. But for now, let's do this in the chat. Okay, who are my people pleasers? I need you to acknowledge this in the chat. There's no shame. I just want to say welcome to the club. Okay. Christy Lynn. Okay. Juliana sitting across from me. She's my senior designer and she's raising her hand. Okay. Paula, sort of. Michelle, Micheline. Oh, Micheline. That's really pretty. Micheline. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Pearl. Okay, good. Well, welcome. Okay. Join the club. This is something that I have experienced myself quite a bit. It's bitten me in the ass quite a few times. I work with my team. I work with a handful of designers, and this is a common theme. So that's what we're talking about today, okay? We're talking about boundaries in action, how to say no without burning bridges, okay? But also so that it feels comfortable to you because saying no is uncomfortable. So there's some ways that we can play with it, okay? You have a master's in it, Hallie. That's awesome. Okay. Susie, that's good. Okay. Um, so like let me just say this straight up. Most project stress doesn't come from bad clients, y'all. It comes from unclear boundaries. It comes from unclear boundaries. Yes, there are the occasional assholes out there, okay, the occasional, Looney Tunes, but for the most part, it comes from clear boundaries. So if you can instill some boundaries into your business, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So the little bit of discomfort that you feel at first is going to pay off in the long run because boundaries are not walls. Okay. You put up the boundary. We kind of picture it as this. Okay. But they're not a wall per se. They're clarity. Okay. Setting them protects your time, your energy, your profits. Okay. Client relationships, future referrals. So today, what you're going to do, so grab a pencil and paper, okay, if you don't already have that, because you're going to walk away with some real like verbiage, some scripts that you can start using today to handle tricky client conversations. And I think Hallie has a freebie as well that will go hand in hand with it. So in in my experience, both as the people pleaser, having a team of people pleasers, coaching people pleasers. Designers want to, they don't, we often wait to set boundaries until something goes wrong. Okay. And then it feels like reactive, tense, maybe confrontational. Okay. So if you can create boundaries now, early, like now, okay, make them clear and consistent. This is when they work the best. Okay. Because think about it like, okay, so here's an example. My daughter, she's 7 years old. She has an iPad that she can watch on the weekends only for a limited amount of time, right? It's pink. Well, in first grade, I guess they get iPads to bring home with them from school because they do their work on it. It's called iReady or something like that. Okay, so she brings it home and she opens it up and she starts playing these games. And I'm like, babe, what's today? She's like, Tuesday. Okay, well, do you get to be on your iPad during the week? She goes, no, this isn't my iPad. This is school's iPad. I'm like, okay, well, let's make the boundaries very clear. There's no iPads. Okay, so no pink iPad, no black case covered iPad, and so forth. So in that regard, they have to be clear and they have to be consistent. Okay, but you also have to set them early. So clear is kind. Okay, clear is kind. You're protecting the project. Okay. You're not punishing the client. Okay. I'm protecting my daughter's mind, not punishing her by not letting her play on an iPad at 7 years old for hours on end. So an example would be if a client is asking you for just one more option. Okay. What else is there? Okay. They're not trying to take advantage. They just don't understand the impact of another change in a particular room. Okay. It's our job to educate them. So the answer is no, you don't get one more option, but where is it written? Is it in your contract? If not, it should be. Like, how many revisions do they get? And then when they're signing the contract, are you explaining to them why? Because you're not being a hard ass. It's just like if you change the side tables, we might have to also change the size of the rug that goes underneath it and the table lamps that go on top of it because the scale's all out of whack. So it's going to change your entire design and blow your budget. So they need to understand, okay? It's our job to educate them. So let's just say for some scripting, okay? So for some scripting, so this is where you're going to need your pencil and paper. Um, Scope creep during the project. Okay, so again, the client asked for one more room, a few more revisions, or another round of sourcing. It's like, I just don't like this. I think you can do better. Do another round. Okay, well, here we go. Oh, yay. Live. Yes, there is a replay. Hallie will get you the information as to where you can find it, though. I promise. And tell your mom hi. Hi. Here's what you can say. I would love to explore that with you. Okay. I'd love to explore that other room with you. Since it's outside of our original scope, I can prepare a quick estimate for the additional time and investment. Would you like me to send that over? Okay. Keep it simple. Absolutely. Do you want me to create another scope of work for you? Okay. Or whatever you're calling it. If you're in the interior design business bakery, we've got this entire process laid out. The scope of work is the defining document. Okay. You can also basically say, I want to make sure we keep the project on schedule and within budget. That request would require extra hours. So let's talk about how we can add that in. Okay. I want to make sure we keep the project on schedule and within budget. That request would require extra hours and extra budget. Okay. So let's talk about how we can add that in. So you want to, you kind of want to, you want them to feel like they're being accommodated. Okay. Because clients are going to be less defensive when you give them a clear option forward. So if you're pairing the no with the next step, it's not just like, no. So with Genevieve, hey, baby cakes, no, there's no iPads whatsoever, but hey, you know what? Let's finish our dinner and then we can watch a little bit of TV together. Okay. So honestly, if any of y'all have ever raised children, you know about boundaries. What's the difference? Okay. Other than that, I mean, shit, I'll tell you, Genevieve probably argues much more than our clients ever will. Okay. Like she wasn't happy about it. But if you can withhold your children, you'll be fine with clients. Okay. Okay. So that's scenario numero uno, scope creep during the project. Numero dos is clients expecting instant responses. Yes, they are, Corinne. It's crazy. It's yeah. Okay. So here's the problem. It's 6 o'clock. You're sitting down at dinner with your family. Okay. Or you've got your pajamas on and you're grabbing your first glass of wine, or hell, maybe it's your second. No judgment here. But they're texting you, asking you questions. Okay. Or weekends, they're emailing you or texting you, and they're expecting you to always be available. Always be available. Here's what you do. Script number one. I want to give your project my full attention. So I've set out office hours from 9 to 5, office hours from 10 to 6, like whatever. And I'm off early on Fridays. If you send me something outside that time, I'll respond on the next business day. Totally fine, right? Yeah, good. Yes, Michelin, we do the same thing. Here's and it's on our emails as well. You can get it, you can expect a response in 24, 48 business hours. Okay. Um, let's say you tell them that in the beginning, like Michelin says, same thing that we do as well. Hey David, good to see you. But let's just say that they forgot. Okay, and they're still texting you, they're still emailing you. Um, I've noticed, you can say this, I've noticed that a few messages coming in after hours, and I want to make sure I can give your project the focus it deserves. Just remember, my response time is within X number of hours. Okay, so you'll always know when to expect an update. So you're acknowledging them, you're redirecting them, and then you're confirming that you're not ignoring them. So again, the earlier you communicate the availability, the less often you're going to need to enforce it later. So we have it in our meet and greet presentation. We have it in our scope of work presentation. We have it in our onboarding packet. Where else? So that's that. We also have a VoIP, voice over internet provider for our phone. So our clients do not have our cell phones. Once they've earned the trust and they've been instructed on what our hours are like, and they've signed the contract and we're moving forward and all of that sort of jazz, then the designer can make a decision whether or not they want to share it with them. But it always comes with a disclaimer of, you can text me, but I'm not going to be getting back to you until the next business day. Okay. So just know that you've got that flexibility. It's your business. It's your business. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, no questions here. Pro tip, if you're on your sofa and feel like replying late in the day, you can schedule the email reply for the next morning. Oh, that's good. Yes. So, okay. So Hallie, that is so true. The minute you reply, you have just broken your own boundaries and you have set their expectations for an immediate response going forward. So that's so true, Hallie. So if you are on your sofa and replying late in the day or or in the evening, maybe you're just sitting there and you're going through your emails trying to clean some things up, you can schedule the email reply for the next morning. Okay, because once they see you reply late, they're going to keep expecting it. And Erin's saying that you can also schedule text message replies for a later time. I'm going to be looking into that. That's awesome. Yes, Christy Lynn, if you are replying quickly, but here's the thing. Okay, and then I've got another scenario. But here's the thing. It's like we want to give really good customer service, right? That's right now. especially in the age of our AI chatbots and things being a lot more, I don't know, once removed, like you can just hit a button and you have like shit show up on your doorstep the next day from Amazon, sometimes the same day. Like there's so many things that are automated that human connection, it is really important. Okay. But it's not so important that it takes away your sanity or leaves you feeling barren at the end of the day. Okay. So the customer's not always right, and you do not have to bend over backwards to accommodate them. Okay. So shifting client expectations. So for example, oh gosh, we had one of these recently. The client wants to be more involved. Okay. They are challenging your design choices. Okay. Or they compare you to Pinterest or HGTV. I mean, what you have to do first is you just have to align on the process. Because let me tell you how I run my business, okay? And what I teach in the interior design business bakery is when you get the design presentation, you get one selection, you get the final selection, and then you can do some revisions from there. But what I teach is we have some very specific client appointments from the minute that they sign the contract all the way through. We set the date when they sign the contract. We put these appointments on the calendar, including the design presentation. Okay. So you have to have this process. You can tell the client, I want you to feel confident about where we're headed, which is why I follow this process step by step. Okay. It keeps the project moving smoothly and avoids unnecessary delays or extra costs. Now, that means you have to have a process, babe. You can't just be winging it, because if you are winging it, then the client can become the tail that wags the dog, because you don't have a recipe to follow to bake that cake. They're going to say, oh, let's put some chocolate chips in there. And oh, let's put some nuts in there. And oh, let's put almond extract instead of vanilla. Okay. They're going to tank your recipe. They're going to tank your recipe. You wonder why I call it the interior design business bakery. It's because I'm always using these analogies. Okay. So you have to have a process. Then you can anchor back to your agreement. Okay. That is along the lines of, do you remember when we discussed your design goals in the kickoff? Like what we've presented here aligns with those priorities. If we want to explore other directions, we absolutely can. We'll just need to revisit the scope and the timeline. Okay, so what you want to do is you always want to refer back to something that they agreed to. You've got a signature on it. Okay, there's no emotion, babe. There's no emotion, and it reinforces the shared goals. So it's very imperative that you, as the business owner, has a very solid process in place. Okay, and that you have a solid agreement. Okay, I don't mean just the contract, but that when you are having these conversations, that there's clarity. If you're going through the process and you can't quite put your finger on what they're looking for, keep asking questions. Keep pulling out images and discussing them. There's nothing wrong with you doing that. Okay. Sometimes we feel like we're supposed to know everything walking into the meeting because we're the expert. Babe, nobody does. Like nobody does. So, business level boundaries, what we call this, because not all boundaries are client facing. I think it was last week, and then I just did a podcast on recently, profit leaks. Okay. It's profit leaks because you overextend. Okay. So boundaries have to also be internal. You have to be able to manage yourself. Okay. And this is like saying yes to every inquiry and overbooking yourself. Go on a wait list. Go on a wait list. Shockingly enough, people will wait. I was so scared to go on a wait list at any point or to tell somebody I can sign you now and that will reserve your space for us to be starting in 3 months. Sure, no problem. Holy, I nearly had to pick me up off the floor. Okay. Um, Taking on clients who are not the right fit. Okay. That is stressful and wasting your hours. Okay. Nobody needs that level of cortisol in there. Ooh, thank you.
Sorry.
Juliana just brought a check in. Lovely. Nobody needs that level of cortisol, y'all, that level of stress. Okay. And then finally, avoiding delegation. Okay. And you're sitting there drowning in administrative work. That's not your sweet spot. Okay. If you're doing your accounting, that's not your sweet spot. If you are, just doing all the things, like even if you are doing your procurement, that shit needs to be outsourced. Okay. So here's a script for inquiries that are not a fit. Okay, let me pull this up. Okay. I appreciate you reaching out. I'm getting sidetracked with the chat. So here we go. Focus. I appreciate you reaching out. I want to be sure that you get the best results, but I don't want to embarrass myself and disappoint you. Okay. Actually, what I say is I don't want to embarrass myself and piss you off. Okay. So I think a referral name would be a better fit, and I'd be happy to make the introduction. Okay. If you have a referral that you think would be a better fit, don't just keep kicking the crap down the street to the next designer. Okay. You can just, you can land that plane with a period. I appreciate you reaching out and I want to be sure you get the best results, but I don't want to embarrass myself or disappoint you. I'm not going to be the best resource, period. Okay. You would be, again, shocked. Like I was scared to death to turn people down. Okay. So scared to death to go on a wait list, scared to death to turn people down. I'm still alive. It didn't kill me. And I've had more than one person say thank you for being so upfront and honest. Because think about it. How many times have you been promised something and you're disappointed and you get pissed off? Okay. Because the service provider of whatever sort did not live up to what the expectations were. Or you're like, dude, you shouldn't have even taken this job. Okay. So just keep in mind that boundaries protect you. They protect your client. They protect your profit. They protect your sanity. They protect your health. Okay. Like, yeah, you know they're going to protect your profit and your client and you, but think about all the other things that what are some of those domino effects? Like when you're cranky because you've got a pain in the ass client, are you going to be the best mom? Like I don't have the same level of patience with my kid. And I got to tell you, just complete side note, perimenopause and a 7-year-old are not a good combination. Okay. Like, oh my God, nobody mentions this. So, so just know that think about all of the other trickle down sides that happen. Okay. So most conflicts can be prevented with early and clear communication. So scripts just make no easier. Because what happens is you get these word tracks that you over and over and over repeat. Okay. So you can keep those nice, loving, warm relationships and still say no. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay, so here we go. Women, we're united in this menopause journey with children. There's not enough wine sometimes. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to encourage you to choose one script today and add it to your um just add it to your repertoire. Okay. I'm also going to challenge you to put your hours of availability, I don't know, into your presentation, into your handouts, a footer on your email that things will be replied to, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's a no-brainer. Okay. Hallie, thank you for the reminder, has just out of the blue created this fabulous boundary script cheat sheet. Okay. Hallie just uploaded it into the chat. If you can't download it because you're listening or watching on your phone, you can email her at hello@thedesignbakehouse.com and just tell her you need the boundary script cheat sheet. Okay. So just keep in mind, oh, see you soon, Michelin, that the designers with the happiest clients aren't the ones who say yes to everything. Okay. They're the ones that protect the process. So keep in mind, you have to have a process to protect. Okay. I'm here to help you if you need any assistance with that. Okay. Because if this free training gave you clarity or momentum, like seriously, you would just die with what you experience inside my paid mentorship and coaching programs. Okay. So as I mentioned before, I offer several ways that we can work together. I teach the processes. The boundaries are no extra charge. Okay. There's several ways that we can work together just depending on where you are in business. So if you're ready to explore that option, you can check out the programs on the coaching tab at thedesignbakehouse.com. Okay, or you can book a call with Hallie. If you're interested in the interior design business bakery, which is my signature 12-month program, I'll happily hop on the phone with you. Okay. It's the entire recipe for your business. It launches you 5 years into the future and into a multiple 6-figure profitable revenue. Okay. Oh, thanks, Paislin. Um, because who gives a shit if you're making multiple 6 figures if you're not making any money for yourself? Okay. So there's that. We've also got back to school that we just started. You will not get a tardy if you join us for the next session. Christy Lynn, you can find them at thedesignbakehouse.com and go to the coaching section. And there's a drop down there with a variety. We've got private coaching. And of course, I have a podcast called Design for the Creative Mind. And I'd love to see you guys there. If you do listen to the podcast, I would love a quick, what do you call it? Review, testimonial, whatever it is that you give there. So anyway, y'all, we are right on time. I'm trying to keep these under 30 minutes. I used to try to keep them under 15, but I love being here. I love, like, this is where the Lord has me, is to pour into you guys and help you avoid the pitfalls and the stress and the loss of money as much as possible. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Hallie, is there anything that I forgot?
Nope.
Okay.
Did,
Aaron, scheduling text messages on the iPhone, look for the plus sign next to the iMessage bubble, click and scroll down and find send later. I'm going to be doing that.
did you see my note to you? Can you
No.
stay on just for a second after?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
cool.
Okay.